The Pittsburgh Steelers are set to get massive injury news in Week 13 as they take on the Arizona Cardinals. And, as they approach the later part, the end of this regular season, this is as big as it gets for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's going on, everybody? I'm Noah Strackline. Thank you for jumping on to Steelers to Go, your daily to-go cup of Pittsburgh Steelers news and analysis. Find us on youtube.com/allsteelerstalkers. Subscribe anywhere you get your podcast. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they are set to get maybe their second, maybe first star, biggest name on their defense back in Week 13 as they take on the Arizona Cardinals, as safety Minkah Fitzpatrick is set to return. Huge news for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Huge news for a team that is making a playoff push and really trying to see how far they can climb in the AFC race. Not even just the AFC North. Everybody has to acknowledge at this point in the season, the Pittsburgh Steelers, whether you believe in them or not, are a team that is a game off, a game out of first place in the AFC North and in the AFC in general. If they take a lead on the Baltimore Ravens, they're sitting pretty atop the AFC, atop the conference. They walk away with home field advantage. That is a crazy thought to have at this point in the season with everything that the Pittsburgh Steelers have done, everything they have had to overcome, and everything really that they are still working to accomplish as they move towards the end of the regular season. It is wild to think that somehow, some way, they have found themselves at 7-4 with a chance to claim a title of the AFC and see what happens from there. And everybody knows, Acrisure Stadium, Heinz Field, whatever you want to call it, there is no place like it, especially in the postseason. And to have Steeler Nation out there, man, it cannot be beat. And the Pittsburgh Steelers would love, with everything in them, to be at home throughout the postseason. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals. Minkah Fitzpatrick comes back for the first time in 5 games. He's missed the last 4 games because of a hamstring injury. Was never placed on IR. In the meantime, the Steelers lost Keanu Neal. They lost Elijah Riley. They're working the last 2 games with DeMonte KZ and Trenton Thompson as their starting safeties, a duo that, they actually go way back. DeMonte KZ was a redshirt senior, Trenton Thompson's first year at San Diego State. They never really played together. Thompson and KZ joked that neither of them really talked while he was out there because KZ was a redshirt senior. He didn't really care about the incoming freshman, and still KZ joked with me saying, I still don't really talk to him because he's still earning his stripes out here in Pittsburgh. That's who KZ is. He's a funny guy. It was all jokes, all love between the safety duo, and they have been killing it on the field. Trenton Thompson, in 2 starts for the Pittsburgh Steelers, has 11 tackles and an interception, a crucial interception against the Cincinnati Bengals. So the question is, does he go away? Because you have to obviously play Minkah Fitzpatrick as much as you can. I talked to defensive coordinator Terrell Austin along with the rest of the reporters on Thursday. This is what he had to say about Thompson.
We'll see about that, but I think he has. He's really, I think the last 2 weeks, talk about a guy, for some people say come out of nowhere, but he was given his opportunity, and I think he thrived in that opportunity. So if he's a good football player, he can continue to help us. We will find a place for him.
Do you remember him from camp?
Absolutely. I remember he got off the bus. He came in, and we had a full padded practice, and I think the first play he made was on a slant. He made a really nice tackle coming on that, and our guys go, oh, that's all right. Who is this guy? And it just continued to show as camp went on, and it was good.
He's talked about that really accelerating him, his confidence, just when he get out there.
Yeah, and it did. It showed. I think that what he did, we felt comfortable enough keeping him along as a practice squad guy that if something would happen, we would feel comfortable bringing him up. And I think it's shown that we made the right choice there.
It'd be getting cool outside, but it's red hot on the field. So there's no better time than now to announce that today we've partnered with DraftKings, an official partner of the NFL. And thanks to DraftKings, we're bringing you even closer to the action. Right now, new customers who bet $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly. You heard that right, instantly. But that's not all. If you're already a DraftKings customer, you get a no-sweat same-game parlay. Get a bonus bet back if your same-game parlay / same-game parlay X doesn't hit. Max reward limits do apply. And if you're a multi-sport bettor, no worries. DraftKings allows you to combine multiple bets for a shot at an even bigger payout. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers who use our promo code ALLSteelers and bet $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code ALLSteelers, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. This is how I see the dynamic working from here on out. This is the vibe and really what I have gathered through the information I've talked or collected through talking to others in the locker room, on the staff. Just trying to detail as much information as I possibly can ahead of Sunday. My expectation is Minkah Fitzpatrick is Minkah Fitzpatrick. If this is most injuries, and everybody wants to talk about Cam Hayward, and I think that's where my directional thought, or where my thought was directed when I started this, was, well, Cam Hayward came back and the outlook was, well, it'll be limited and he'll work his way back to a full-time role because he just underwent surgery and he missed all this time and it's a slow process. Minkah Fitzpatrick is a guy that everybody anticipates going from 0 to 100 as fast as possible with no slowing down, without hitting the brakes. That's who Minkah Fitzpatrick is. He's a guy that if you try to take him off the field and he doesn't feel comfortable coming off the field, he doesn't want to come off the field. And he never, ever, ever wants to come off the field. That being said, the coaching staff, their job most times is to say, hey, look, sometimes you got to pull a guy back to protect him and protect your team for the future. Minkah Fitzpatrick is a key part of this defense. And when you make the postseason and you have thoughts of competing in the dance, you want Minkah Fitzpatrick around and as healthy as he could possibly be. And the coaching staff will understand that. I say the first week, maybe the first 2 weeks, Minkah Fitzpatrick still has somewhat of a limited role out there as Trenton Thompson fills his spot. I imagine that there will be 3 safeties utilized for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't see Thompson taking a major step back in playing time. I just see him filling a role as Minkah Fitzpatrick sees how far he could push his body week after week. Maybe a week or two in, Minkah is back to 100%. There is no slow your roll anymore, and he's ready to go. I could obviously see all of that. And it wouldn't surprise me if Minkah Fitzpatrick, and the people I've talked to wouldn't surprise them either, if Minkah Fitzpatrick comes out here, plays almost every single snap against the Cardinals, and just says, screw it, I haven't played football in 5 weeks. I need to be out on this field. I miss it. That wouldn't surprise any of us at all. But the game plan for the Pittsburgh Steelers is simple. They're going to try to hold Minkah Fitzpatrick to somewhat of a limited role. They're going to utilize Trenton Thompson and what they found in a training camp diamond in the rough. They're going to let Damontae Kazee continue to be Damontae Kazee, and they're going to try to protect themselves for right now and for the future. And I get it. That's a delicate line to walk, but they got to try to walk it. And that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do. I anticipate this being a game that, a good one for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Anybody who knows him, anybody who has talked to him just once knows this guy, he's just all about being great on a football field. And he doesn't care what it takes or how he's got to get there. He wants to be great on a football field. He goes 0 to 100. He goes 110 miles per hour all the time. You ever meet those guys that say, hey, I got one gear, it's 110? That's Minkah Fitzpatrick at all times. I would anticipate, and I keep saying this, but I would anticipate that he tries to push his limits as much as possible while the coaching staff tries to hold him back as much as they can to protect themselves, the defense, and Minkah Fitzpatrick for the future and to prepare themselves for the postseason. Don't look at Trenton Thompson as a guy that's going away, and 3 safety sets with 3 of them might be exciting because maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers did find something while Minkah Fitzpatrick was out.